Hi, this is a short introduction to A Lonely Death in Space, which is my solo rules for compatible with Death in Space. Now, Death in Space is kind of like sci-fi Mort Bork, but without you. That's some of the negative connotations. I would much prefer to play a longer, extended game of Death in Space than I would Mort Bork. I found the Mort Bork kind of wore thin very, very quickly. So, what you get in these rules are short introduction, then a couple of, well, three tweaks to character generation, or four tweaks really to character generation, but I've pulled out three there, which are the more significant ones. Um, then you got a really basic yes no oracle. Now, this is derived from the reaction roll in Death in Space, and it is heavily biased towards the yes. That's intentional. Um, uh, it just it makes the games flow a bit better. So the that's then explained, and then I go on and introduce some other ideas along the lines with about interpretation and sidekicks, and special scenes, which are very much like the mythic interrupted scenes. It's the same basic idea. Uh, So then we go into complex questions. Now, one of the strengths of Death in Space is the core rule is kind of always packed with random tables, and they will be your main go-to. They are flavoursome. They are there's lots of them, great variety, and although the core rules implies an order or sequence that you roll things on, you don't have to use that. You can actually pull tables about as you want. Um, I've created this kind of little random table. This is completely generic, and I created this by sucking all the setting material I could find in the core book into a spreadsheet and then text processing it, and chopping it all up. And then I just took some particularly kind of on theme word pairs, and then you can just roll on selected columns just to get an idea, and then you apply the context of your question. Um, and I talk about combining tables. Now, combining tables uses the tables in the core book, and you kind of use them in ways which they were never intended to be used. Uh, Now, scenes are the basic kind of building block of solo, and they basically, if your game fades to black, if you're going to skip a block of time, then you're changing scenes. Scenes allow you to give a chance for um, interrupted scenes or special scenes, and they also relate into kind of maybe experience generation and campaign notes, working always at a scene level. Now, drama dice, this is a way of pushing things outside of your immediate control. So you may know that something's going to explode, but you don't know when, or if there is a chance that the station marshals are going to spot you, stealing cargo from a ship. You don't know how far you can push your luck before they actually someone notices what you're up to. So it's all about pushing things out of your control, and because you don't then know how long you've got or how dangerous things are getting, um, it adds an element of drama or uncertainty to your games. Um, Now, I also talk about cyclic drama pools where when they count down the first time, they start again, but with higher stakes, and then they can start again with higher stakes, just to generally to work at a campaign level rather than a scene level. And then I talk about replenishing pools, which is when, say, if your hub is on fire and it's likely to explode, but you manage to reactivate the fire suppression system, at least temporarily, then that will actually increase the drama pool rather than reducing it because you've made the event less likely to happen. Um, and then talk about oh yeah, this is an idea I've been working with for the last couple of months. It's kind of trying to create a little NPC AI, and this introduces two new abilities, recklessness and honesty. And they're rolled just like your normal character abilities. You know, roll 2d4, deduct one from the other, and so you get a -3 to a +3 for recklessness and for honesty. And when you're rolling reaction rolls, you apply the recklessness stat as a modifier, um, is either as a addition or subtraction depending on the situation. So if you're negotiating a contract and the person you're dealing with has a very low honesty, then that implies there could well be some kind of double cross or um, some kind of guess out in there or some form of cheating. Again, in combat, if you want to make the reaction roll each round just to see how they're going to act, you can use the recklessness to color their actions. So these two little stats, they allow you to, you can have two almost completely identical NPCs, but these will give them slightly different built-in personalities. Now, there's a few combat tweaks. Now, one of them is about creating foes is tough but weak section and masked foes, how to deal with those. Um, and then I'll talk about funnels, which is an idea for me. It came from Dungeon Crawl Classics, um, about creating loads of characters to start with, and just letting a dangerous adventure whittle them down to a few remaining ones. And then this little going further section just points you to some other solo resources of mine. Okay, that's it. Thank you for watching.